Hey, what up guys? So finally got a front lip and paid like about $100 total with shipping and tax. It's super cheap in my opinion. I mean, most lips are like $200-300. The installation is super simple on this and probably the easiest thing I've ever done, other than like debadging or something. And it basically clips to your original location, so 3 on each side, and big clips that hold the fender, what do you call it, the under tray to the bumper. So once you clip that down, it's super simple. You just put the screws in that are provided, and that's it. You know, I do suggest using some kind of glue for those screws because the factory bumper plastic is a little bit soft. So once you start screwing it in, you know, it's like I don't think it's gonna hold that well, to be honest. And the screws are quite thin, so I might actually end up using thicker screws for just extra security and put some kind of epoxy on each screw. I mean, it's super sturdy. Like, I don't see it going anywhere really unless you're going like crazy speeds and hitting stuff. It looks super cheap up close, like the actual finish of it. It's that typical cheap plasticky shiny look. I thought about painting it something matte. I actually got some paint from, I think, Home Depot. It's some textured matte black paint, so I might actually hit it with that. For now I'm fine. I might polish it actually a little bit to see if I can get like it to look more shiny, I guess, or more reflective. I can't believe how much difference a lip makes. I mean, I've seen lips on WRX and STIs with stock wheels. It doesn't really look that good, to be honest. I mean, there's something about stock wheels that are just so sunken in, and when you add a lip or diffuser or some side skirts, it just makes the car really aggressive and wide, but the wheels become even more like mellow looking, if that makes sense. I think always the first step should be lower the car, get the wheels, and then start dressing it up with like front lip, some side skirt pieces, rear diffuser of some sort, or at least something on the sides of the rear bumper. Because the body of this car and STI and WRX, it's a little bit narrow compared to like some other cars, and you just, I guess you want to add as much as possible to the sides without going overboard, of course. And that's why I got these wheels. You know, the way they stick out, I like that. It makes the car look much wider than it actually is. So it's kind of like optical illusion, so to speak. Yeah, like when you pull the fenders and stuff, especially, like it makes it look a little bit wider. So I mean, that's why people go wide body, you know, for the same reason. They just want to widen it, make it look more mean, I guess. And that's why I decided to just pull as much as possible on the fender, you know, fit as wide of a wheel as possible. And that's kind of like my poor man's wide body. Driving with this lip is really easy. The trick is really just angle the car as much as possible when you go into a dip. So don't ever go straight down. It's just like you go pretty much diagonal 45 degrees to the dip. Either, you know, be it down or up or anything like that. And then just turn the wheels a little bit, because when you turn the wheels, they actually lift the car up slightly due to the way the camber works. So you actually gain like, I'm guessing about a centimeter of height or maybe less, but it helps. And another trick, always go really slow. So even if you scrape, even if it starts scraping, you have time to actually stop, back out, figure things out, maybe carry some wooden planks with you, I don't know. So far it hasn't been a problem. My car is not that low. I mean, it's lower, but it's not ridiculous. You know, some people lower their cars like super low, so I don't recommend the front lip then. But I mean, it's your choice. Wasn't initially much of a fan of these splits. They're kind of like fins, but actually it grew on me a lot. I don't know, it just makes sense. It's kind of dark here, and yeah, once I installed it, I liked it. So it's one of those things you just got to put on and see for yourself. regardless, you're gonna like it, you know, like you're gonna like your car with the lip so much more. Other than that, of course, the grille, I mean, if anybody gonna wonder what's going on with that, still working on it. Almost done, I guess. Just kind of been lazy about it, to be honest with you. It's a lot of work. I actually didn't expect it to be so hard. So what ended up happening actually is I took it out and I dremeled out all the inside of the grille and I left just the frame. This section is actually painted black for the meantime, so that doesn't look too ugly. But anyway, just the frame will be left from the grille itself and the rest is throwaway. And of course I'll add the badge back on, but in a more custom kind of fashion. And I'm not sure how it's gonna sit, to be honest. Probably some kind of extension coming from like the frame. We'll figure it out. And also gonna make some kind of carbon plate here so that it makes sense. I guess there's so much stuff that is not quite attractive. And if you look on the inside, there's like foam pieces on the sides. It's a mess. And the problem is the OEM grill looks so just standard, you know, like everybody with the WRX stock or modified has that grill. The only option is charge speed, and it's like $700, so there's no way I would spend that much on a grill. And the other thing I plan to do is add some kind of canards. I was gonna make my own. Don't really like anything on the market. It's either made of ABS plastic or something like that. That's pretty much it. I thought about blacking out the scoop here a little bit, but I don't know. I've seen it and it looks kind of funny. So probably gonna leave that alone. So not much more to say really, just super excited about the lip. Believe it or not, it makes you appreciate the car so much more. I mean, just the image of it, that aggressive look, that super hunkered down. And just like when you drive the car, that image sits in your head and you kind of appreciate it. You imagine how it looks to the others and you just sort of, I don't know how to explain, but you'll see what I'm talking about. So the thing that make the biggest impact on the car's front are always the headlights, front lip, and the grille. So pretty much done with all three, well, 2.5. So once that's done, it's gonna look super mean. So on this car specifically, 2018 and up, for some reason the front bumper actually is tilted upwards as it comes out from the wheel wells, and it just looks goofy, like almost like a shoe, the nose of the shoe. And that's why a front lip like this it makes such a difference, because especially this lip, the way it's shaped, it actually starts off not as thick, and then it just widens as it comes out to the front. So that sort of compensates for the awkwardness of the front bumper. So yeah, I mean, that's why it made such an impact, made it so aggressive, is because it actually hangs quite low here on the front, but it still remains flat, or flattish from the side angle. So